Now, before we get this video started, I just want to let you guys know that it's allergy season for me. So my nose is stuffy, my throat is a little hoarse right now, and my face is a little messed up. So just bear with me. If you're watching this video, then you probably already know about the Orlando shooting at Pulse nightclub. If you don't know much about the shooting, I could give you a short end summary of basically what happened. A police officer by the name of Omar Mateen, age 29, went into a nightclub in Orlando, Florida called Pulse, which happens to be a gay nightclub. Upon being in the nightclub, he'd opened fire and ended up killing about 49 people and injuring probably up to 25, maybe 20, around that area. Around that area, the amount of people have been injured. And what provoked this attack, stupidly enough, was because of the sexual orientation of the people who went to this nightclub, who happened to be gay, lesbian, transsexual, bisexual, gender neutral. And the more I kept hearing about it, the more support I started seeing amongst the community, within the community. I started to realize something. The LGBT community itself has to be some of the most prideful, most humane people I have ever met in my life. Despite all the backlashes they get and all of the bullying that they receive, they are still some of the most neutral people that I know, that I personally know, despite being a straight man. You know, and it really pisses me off that because of a sexual orientation, people are willing to go out of their way to ruin other people's lives and even completely take their lives away. Not once have I ever saw anyone in the LGBT community spite anybody because of their sexual orientation or because of their race or anything else for that matter. I mean, I'm sure it happens, but you'll probably never hear about it because it rarely happens. And to be honest with all of you, before this incident, I didn't really mind the LGBT community as a whole, but I didn't necessarily care about them either. But after the shooting in Orlando, not only would I come to appreciate you guys a lot more, but you guys also have my sincere support as well. And honestly, I cannot thank any of you enough for being so prideful in who you are and, being so supportive of everything else that's happening around you, despite everything that is happening to you. And the reason that a lot of this is even happening to this community in the first place is because hatred doesn't like to lose to something it doesn't understand. And the people who are ignorant to the LGBT community's, culture are the ones that typically grow some form of hatred over time for this particular community because they don't understand where they're coming from. They don't understand that they want to be who they want to be, and they feel the way that they feel regardless of how anybody else feels about them. And let me be honest with you, world, it doesn't fucking matter. I'm a straight man, and I have more gay friends than I can count. And you want to know the only difference between the both of us is our sexual orientation, but we were all human at the end of the day. We are all human. There is no difference besides our sexual orientation about us at all. And if people could just sit down and just appreciate the things in life, like appreciate this, the fact that people like this exist, and there is no harm in it at all. The world would be a much better place. And the same thing goes for race too, because, I'm a black man. And I have white friends, I have Asian friends, I have Indian friends, I have Hispanic friends. Does it really matter, our race, the fact that my skin is, black and theirs is white or theirs is yellow or theirs is like orange? No, it doesn't, because we are all still human at the end of the day. And the only thing truly differentiating us from each other is our personalities, our preferences, and how we view the world. And I get that we're not all going to see eye to eye. I get that we're not all going to feel the same way about the same thing. I get that. But what I would love more than anything in this world is for people to actually just sit down and at least try to understand where these fallacies, come from. Try to understand where people are coming from in this predicament so that you can get a better understanding of why they do what they do or feel the way that they feel. Or, why this person is gay, you know what I mean? Or why this person is bisexual, or why this person prefers to be called a guy instead of a girl. And you want to know one of the best things about the LGBT community as a whole, and just race in general, is that it does not affect you. And it shouldn't either. It definitely should not affect you, nor does it affect you. It doesn't in any way, shape, or form impact your life in a way that it would damage it or even make it better. It's just simply there. And the greatest power that you can have in this world is knowledge. It's fundamentally better to at least get to try to understand or learn more about something that you don't understand, rather than putting it to the side or disliking it completely just because you don't understand it. Think of it like math class in school. You know, you might not like math, but it's better that you understand what you're doing in math and how math works, and to just understand math generally, rather than just throwing it to the side and completely disliking it just because it's not your cup of tea. So my message to the people who don't understand is that for whatever reason you dislike the LGBT community or blacks or Hispanics or anything else that ties into the matter of dislike, you know, don't be a dick about it. At least try to get to understand where people are coming from, their backgrounds, and why they do what they do. So that even if you still end up disliking it, in the long run, you know you have some sort of psyche in your mind that lets you understand exactly why they are what they are, or why we are what we are. That's all I have for today, folks, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe, and if not, that's totally fine with me. I'm not here fishing for likes or anything. I just wanted to pour my heart out and give you guys a point of view of how I feel about this particular situation, because I hate it when shit like this happens. It's so unnecessary, it doesn't need to happen, and it sucks when it does, because, you know, these are people's lives at stake, and there could be so much more that you could dislike in the world, but this is not one of them. It's unnecessary. Anyway, thank you guys, and I'll see you on the flip side. Peace.